Disney exec blames fans, refuses to take blame for Star Wars and the Marvel's failures. You have got to be kidding me. I hope that this is not true. There is no way that you can turn around about face and go in the opposite direction of what made your movies so great and then blame the fans for the failure. Let's check this out, shall we? I just went over this while discussing how bad Madam Web bombed. And now words from a Disney exec surface that, of course, blame fans for the failure of Star Wars and the Marvels. The exec is so caught up in his or her woke BS that he or she doesn't even realize that Disney's Star Wars trilogy and movies like the Marvels are simply bad films. They're big old pieces of trash. Or maybe he or she does, and as I said regarding Madam Web, is desperately playing the blame game in a desperate attempt to save his or her job. Just think. These are the a-holes in charge of making decisions. Oh, I thought about that. As I have been stating for years, when an agenda takes precedence over the story, which it definitely has been, and that's why everything nowadays, for the most part, absolutely sucks. The story always suffers, which in turn equates to a bad movie. It's not featuring female superheroes or diverse characters that makes the movie bad. It's throwing out the story to push those characters onto the fans for the message. Which is exactly what both Star Wars and the Marvels have done. They empower the female characters at the expense of the male characters. See? Which they intentionally make look like big old pieces of trash that destroy the story. However, according to this executive, the fans are bigots, misogynists, racists, and etc. and are using code when they are stating that movies are bad, but are secretly pushing their own regressive gender stereotypes. False. Does this Disney exec realize that the target audience of his or her woke or diverse agenda has rejected those films? It's this kind of thinking from this person of an executive why Disney and Hollywood is into gacha. And this kind of thinking why, yes, this is why the movies are bad. So as a fan, if you don't like their woke BS movies, you are to blame. And you are racist. Or what have you. I guess Mark Hamill is too. Not Mark Hamill. Oh, God. We also see the exec is bitter. As now Bob Iger is trying to apparently fix things. Where the exec doesn't like the idea of using male characters as the lead. Again, it's not male characters that make the movie better. No, it's not. If these same people who have been developing the recent batch of piece of trash movies and TV shows used male characters, it would be just as bad. Case in point, is that Marvel's Phase 1 through 3 used people who were big fans of the comics, but Then Kevin Feige told his Phase 4 and 5 crew not to read the comics. How'd that turn out? Well, yeah. Audience. Okay, so the exec's words, who, let's be honest, should be effing fired, come via Matt Bellani's newsletter from Puck News. Bellani is a former editor at The Hollywood Reporter and a lawyer. Previous to discovering this on Twitter, I also came across a tweet that destroys the woke nonsense and applies to the Disney executive. Quote, audiences don't hate diverse characters, says the tweet from Clifton Duncan. What they hate is being slammed as bigots for rejecting bad work from pretentious, unskilled activists posing as writers. You know how many times I've been called a bigot? And then the people get mad after I block them. Like, it really hurts their feelings. They get blocked. It's almost like they want me to have an exchange with them. And when I won't have it, they get mad. Then I'm a coward. He's a coward. He blocked me. He won't fight with me. He knows what I said is stupid and a lie about him. But he's... I was like, come on, man. Come on now. Duncan added, if the demography of your character becomes more important than the story, your story will probably suck. Here is what the Disney executive said. Light feedback this holiday week, but I want to share a DM I got from a Disney executive in response to Thursday's column, whether the politicization of Disney. Reading it's different than saying it. Politicization. Like, I know this word. Why does it look like it has too many T's or C's? Politicization. 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 See, I could start a kid show and teach them how to sound words out and say it. Of Disney's brand impacts box office. Quote, everyone says it's the movies. Stupid, which is an easy thing for people to say. More appealing movies are a great way to jump the political issue. But more and more, our audience, or the segment of the audience that has been politicized, equate the perceived messaging in a film as a quality issue. They won't say that they find female empowerment distasteful in the Marvel or Star Wars trilogy starring Daisy Ridley, but they will say that they don't like those movies because they are bad. So make better movies become code for make movies that conform to regressive gender stereotypes or put men front and center in the narrative, which is what you're seeing now and what Bob Iger's pivot is about right now. 100% false. Let me see here. What's this right here? Okay, so that's the 12. Okay, I see. That's the tweet that there. Yeah, so that's what it ends with right there. That's what it ends with right there. My. Wrong. Disney executive, and you know what the truth is. You took, listen, there's been strong female characters in other movies, in other television shows, in other cartoons, in other video games. Okay? There's been diversity and inclusion and all of those things for years. It's bad storytelling taking precedence over it. Okay? It's not a strong female character that just happens to be female. No. She has to push it and say how much she's female and how strong she is. And she has to be smarter than the males. And she has to be better than the males in every way. She has to make them look like garbage in every single way. And you do that with every single other character type that you're pushing. All the minorities are just better and just everything. And it's just pushing their ethnicity, pushing their culture more than the story, pushing what they go through as minorities. You know how many black people I've seen online talking about how they're so sick and tired of hearing about slavery. And we know how bad it is. We know how bad it was. We know the ramifications and what it did to us. We know what Jim Crow did. And we know a lot of other things did to the black mentality over here in America. Okay? But we're tired of being beat over the head with it. We're tired of seeing slave movies all the time. Or, civil rights movement stories all the time. We're really tired of that. You know what I'm saying? So when you just constantly beat us over the head with it, it's like, okay. It just gets really irritating. Just like the gay baiting. LGBTQ community is tired of it. I have a lot of fans from the LGBTQ community that support me. And they tell me all the time, they are so sick and tired of being gay baited. They go into a movie, and then they just have to push that this one character is trans or gay or whatever in between. And it's like, they're like, you didn't have to do that. Just like putting a black face in a movie doesn't automatically make me want to see it. Why should it make me want to see it? Are they a good actor? Just because they're black, you can't... Listen, and everyone knows this that's black. Everyone in the black community knows this. You cannot support everyone that you know that is black. You can't do it. You can't. Because as many of us that are good people that will take care of us, there are a lot of us that are sellouts and that will harm you and hurt you and rob you and lie to you because they know that you're willing to support them just because they're black. You can't do it like that. You say, okay, your ears perk up. Okay, black business. Okay. What do you do? Who are you? What do you sell? Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I'm willing to try your product. But as soon as I find out you're doing something dirty or underhanded, just like any other business run by any other ethnicity or color, you stop dealing with them. Or you let them have a piece of your mind. You tell, Senator, you need to do better. You tell them to do better. And if they still don't change, then you got to go. You know what I'm saying? That's why so many people have one foot out the door that run to play the game bars with Disney. I see them starting just a little bit to, you know what I mean? So that's what's got me holding on. But I'm telling you, Disney ain't got much longer with me, man. Ain't got much longer with me. So post comments down below. Let me know what you think about this. If you enjoyed my reactions and thoughts to this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Why don't you tell me this? Is the executive right? Is it the fans' fault that their movies are failing? Are the fans bigots and misogynists and every isophobe in the book? Or is it their storytelling? 2 million subscribers.